Good evening, fuckers. We are back with the next Train Simulator Classic request video. This one is another request from JimJimPlays, although I've made a couple of very small changes to it, both of which he's quite okay with. He's well aware that I've made these changes. So it's the welcome return of freight runs. I've not done a freight run in these request videos for a while now. So yeah, I am rather pleased to see such a request. So the initial route request, if you look in the video where all the requests are made, you'll see that the initial request was Bournemouth to Southampton. Now I've actually done it the other way around, so it's going to be Southampton to Bournemouth, but more specifically it's going to be Saint-Denis that we are starting at. I mean, it is effectively part of Southampton, but nevertheless, we'll be going through Southampton Central. It's the first station we go through on the way. But I had to do it this way because if I started at Bournemouth, Saint-Denis is not Saint-Denis is not a destination option. I just cannot choose it, which is frustrating, but it is what it is. And as for the choice of train, we are in a Class 70, big powerful bastard thing. Class 70 is about 126 tons. Power output is just shy of 3,700 horsepower. And for this we're going to be taking 20, unfortunately empty, HHA coal hoppers. They're the big Freightliner coal hoppers. And the specifics, it's an overcast spring day. I think this is the first of these requests I've done where it's overcast weather. And I set the time to 8 AM in the hope that because we are doing this while the rush hour is still on, it might give us a bit of something as far as, you know, yellows and reds on the old signal aspects. Because obviously we're not going to be making any stops on the way. We are going straight from Saint-Denis to Bournemouth. So anyway, that is the setup. Let's get this underway. And here we are. So here is the big old Class 70. The unfortunate thing about the Class 70 is it does have a very American look to it, especially this part here, you know, the stairs up and the walkway and entering the cab from the door at the back here. Much rather it had been like, you know, just your regular British sort of layout, but no. So anyway, as you can see, no shortage of carriages. In fact, yeah, it goes on for a hell of a lot longer than I thought. Right, let's get the thing set up. I don't think I need to do a hell of a lot. I will put on the cab light or desk light. But I think that is everything. We are all set. So speed limit to begin with is 20 mph. Maximum speed of this train is 75. I think it's written up here somewhere. There you go, max speed 75. I do like the cab of this, especially the blue around it, because it reminds me of the APT. Although this thing is about as far removed from an APT as it's possible to get. Now, because these freight wagons that I'm carrying are all empties, our acceleration is going to be pretty good. I was hoping to find, but there's no sign of it, the option for braking mode. But I think because this train, or this loco, was built very specifically for freight and only freight, it doesn't have it. So right, now we can get some power on. So this is a diesel electric loco, and by regular freighter standards it's got an awful lot of mod cons. I think we are approaching a level crossing here. Yes, this level crossing here, that is Mount Pleasant level crossing. It's the only level crossing I'm actually familiar with. And the only reason I am familiar with that one is that it appears in quite a few YouTube videos. So we need to yeah, get our speed down this 30 mph section, and then there's a 25. And this could be Southampton station that we are approaching. So I think there's barely a mile and a half between St Denis and Southampton station. I'm also hoping that this request will kickstart the requests coming in again, because they did go a bit quiet. I was expecting a few over the weekend and yeah, didn't get any. So that's one of the reasons why I ended up doing several of my own. But yeah, hopefully we'll get some more coming in as I start speeding. Only just, but nevertheless I was speeding. So Southampton Central Station is just coming up. Okay. Now, because the freight wagons anyway that I am taking with me are all empty, I'm only limited by, well, the line MPH and my train's max speed. I don't have any sort of, like, you know, freight class to worry about, so if I get the chance we will be able to take this all the way up to 75. Speed again. There we are, through Southampton. Class 70s are used on this line. Not, you know, a vast amount. Certainly nothing like as often as the Class 66. Which is still pretty much the de facto freight train for this area, in fact pretty much the whole of the south and the southeast of England. But when they have some like particularly hefty loads, and believe me, it has to be a really hefty load, they will replace the 66 with a 70. They don't have any of like the really sort of big guns though. There's no 92s. The 56s I guess are too old now. I mean, chances are the 60s are too old, let alone the 56. Oh, we're into a 60 mph section, so let's do that. And let's go full throttle, get us up to 60. We'll go through Millbrook station, and I mean the acceleration rate on this thing, say, it's not going to rival an APT, so I doubt we'll be doing over 60 by the time we hit the 65 mph section. We've only just hit 50, so now as it is, we got 50 mph speed reduction just as we enter Redbridge station, so we may as well coast for a bit, or as near as damn it coast. So let the speed come down to 50, and then we'll be fine as we go through Redbridge. Oh, that's letting us know about the speed reduction. Anyway, we're now fine as far as speed. Well, I can hear the rain sound effects. I think that's a result of the overcast weather being chosen. Hopefully we'll get a spot of the dynamic weather, and we'll get some spots of rain while we are doing this run. So here's Redbridge station. We've got Totton station coming up. Well, Totton is quite a... Actually, no, I'm getting it confused with Toton. The large railway, or the last train depot and manufacturing station. Yeah, that's up north somewhere, isn't it? Well, it's in the it's north of here, as is pretty much everything in Britain apart from maybe the Isle of Wight. So we're into a 55 mph section, very soon going to be a 60 mph section. There we go, so we're into the 60. And once we're into the 75 mph section, we then don't need to worry about, don't need to pay attention to any further speed increases, because 75 is our top speed. In fact, even though we're only sort of pulling empty coal hoppers, the weight of 20 coal hoppers behind us means we're probably not going to hit 75 mph. We'll probably get close. We'll probably get to about 73. So we're into the 75 section now. We're fast reaching the 90 mph section, which is well above what we're going to be able to do. There we go, so we're in that section now. .80 mph section coming up in a mile and a half, but we do not need to act on that at all. There goes a, I'm not sure what one, there could have been a 444. If Jim's watching this, he knows this area far better than I do. He'd be able to tell you straight away what emu that was. So Ashurst New Forest, next station, which is just over 3/4 of a mile away. Sure, I wasn't meant to do that then, but so we're up to 70 mph. .71. And Bewley Road station in just under a mile and a half. So 80 mph max speed reduction coming up in a mile and a quarter. Do not need to give that a moment's thought. So clearly on the outskirts of the New Forest. It's a bit sparsely populated trees wise at the moment, but yeah, you can see them all coming up ahead, so very soon we will actually be within it. But this is one of the things I really do like about this route, the actual travelling through the New Forest itself. I really like the New Forest, any chance I get to go there I grab it. the last time I was there. Yeah, it actually ended up going on to Bournemouth. Bournemouth's a great seaside town, but Poole, which is right next to it, that was fantastic. That made Bournemouth look very ordinary. So it looks like we have topped out at 72.4, so I weren't far off with my prediction for once. It's also just dawned on me, this is a Jim request, but he hasn't sort of like, you know, set it to take place in the middle of a monsoon or anything to make it a difficult one. I must have caught him on a good day. So 80 mph speed reduction in just under a mile and a half. Yeah, we do not need to act on it. I think the next station will be Hinton Admiral. No, it's Brockenhurst. We've already gone past Hinton Admiral then. It would seem that setting it for this time of day has not made much in the way of changes to the rail traffic, which is a shame. I was hoping there'd be like some yellows around. I mean, it's early days, yeah, still got another 15 miles to cover, so you know, we're about halfway to go through Brockenhurst station. I think that may have been a 450 that's just gone past. So we're going up a 1 in 103 gradient, which is why we are losing speed, and we're losing it at a fair old rate. Sway platform coming out in about 1 1/3 miles. There's a short speed reduction down to 85 just after it. We certainly do not need to act on that, especially as our speed is coming down anyway because of this climb. Now I think, yeah, it's now starting to go up again. We are still climbing, but it's much more gradual incline. Now it's flattened out completely. But not for long, but yeah, it's only 1 in 528. So So hopefully we'll hit 70 as we hit, well, while we're going through Sway. That might be a bit optimistic. We're only half a mile an hour off it. Acceleration, well, we're still accelerating, but we did lose some speed. The climb is now 1 in 176 and it's now, yeah, it's now flattened out again. I'm sure that next signal is a green, but I can't see. It's just for a minute I thought I saw a yellow. No, it's fine. There's another, so it's either 450 or 444. New Milton station in just under a mile and a half. Now we're going downhill. Yeah, just hit 71. I do like driving this route though. I think this is about the third time this has appeared in one of these request videos, may even be the fourth, but it's one of those routes that you never tire of doing it. So we're up to 72 mph now. Take a look at New Milton. Yeah. Quite a small station. This is quite a built up area actually, considering we're still within the New Forest. Oh, here comes Hinton Admiral. Yeah, I just realised, yeah, back when we were passing through Brockenhurst or whatever, and I said we must have already been through Hinton Admiral. I'm thinking we're going the other way. Of course, we started at Southampton and are making our way to Bournemouth, so yeah. Because the request was initially, yeah, Bournemouth to Southampton, so yeah, another of my fuck ups. So we're up to 74.5. There we go, we're at the train's max. Let's see if how much we can go over. We are currently going downhill on a 1 in 119, which would explain why we are picking up a good amount of speed and a good old rate. It looked like 76.1 was the max that we got out of this, which is some going. So There is Hinton Admiral. So we are certainly on the outskirts of the New Forest now. We're also very close to the border with Dorset. Now the really difficult task with freight trains is stopping these fucking great things, so that's something I've certainly got to start thinking about, because Bournemouth is less than 6 miles away. In fact, let's start coasting. Right, so we've got a 60 mph section in 1.5 miles, so we'll certainly need to brake for that. We are losing speed, but we're not losing it anywhere near fast enough to be able to just coast up to that. At Christchurch is the next station, that is certainly Dorset. The Morpeth board. Well, there's me saying we won't be able to just coast it, and that's exactly what we have been able to do. So I'm quite pleasantly surprised by that. Try and keep our speeds around 60. Well, I'm not going to take it up to 70 once we pass there, because yeah, by the time we pass that and the entire train's got past it, Bournemouth is only going to be like 3.5 miles away, about less than that. Here is Christchurch Station. Folkestone Station is the next one. We've got a pretty hefty climb ahead of us as we make our way there. Now, even though I do need to lose some speed, I don't think I want to lose it at the rate we're going to. We're on a 1 in 99 climb. So if we were just coasting it, yeah, let's put it up in a 4. I'm okay with losing speed, but let's try and reduce the rate at which it's coming down. Max speed decrease to 60 mph coming up, but we're well below that. And then another max speed decrease to 45 very soon after that. Well, we are losing speed, even though I've got it up to notch 4. We may even lose enough speed to, yeah, be at 45 when we get there. We've only got to lose another 6 mph. Here is Folkestone Station. bit of a run down old sort of pit really, but yeah, not a hell of a lot there. So Bournemouth station is now in view on the route display. Okay, let's get our speed down to 45. Yeah, easily done. So we're in the 45 mph section now. 25 mph speed restriction in 2/3 of a mile. We will certainly need to brake for that. I'm going to start braking now because you don't want to be braking suddenly and stroke or rather hard. Yeah, brakes are taking a while to come down. There we go. Lost a lot more speed than I intended. Yeah, if any of you saw the freight video that I did in the Deltic, which is another of Jim's requests. Yeah, when braking, I was having the you know, the freight wagons sort of constantly bumping into me and sort of nudging us forward. But because the way the braking system is done in this thing, it doesn't. Yeah, that doesn't happen. Now we need to stop at platform 3. And obviously there is no way we are going to stop this entire thing on platform 3. I'm hoping that the light that's halfway along it, the signal, will be green. No, it isn't. It's red. So okay, well, we're along. I mean, we're barely on the platform actually. It's, yeah, that's me not too good with the brakes. So we have made it, but yeah, barely. That's the end of the platform. One coal hopper. There's 19 of them still sort of, yeah, way back along the line. But there we go. That was the Class 70 freight. Yeah, Class 70 freight train from Saint Denis to Bournemouth. It's a great run. It's a route that I really like doing, and I really do like driving freight trains. So yeah, the 70 it's a great choice. There are better freight trains out there, I must admit, but yeah, 70 is by no means a slouch. You know, it's a decent enough loco. So let's see how we did here. So yeah, 2 speeding errors, had no problems with using the horn as I was approaching stations, so that's okay. So yeah, I will certainly take that. So there we go. Yeah, Saint Denis to Bournemouth in a Class 70 freight train with 20 coal hoppers, admittedly empty ones. So if you've got a request, whether it is a particular route, a particular loco, or both, then click on the link in the description. it will take you to the video where I go through all of the routes and all of the locos that I have available. Bung your request in the comments there and we will get it done. Right, so that's this one done. Great one that. We'll see you in the next one.